Okay. Wasn't that the thing I did in my first vlog? I had to get up and shut the door because people were making noise outside. You will have to excuse Slippers in today's video. She's being incredibly clingy right now. But would it be a Little Slices of Melon vlog if it weren't rudely interrupted constantly by my cat? Good evening everybody and welcome to my 1000th vlog. I've been vlogging every day consecutively for 1000 days. It feels so weird. It doesn't feel real that we're here. It feels like it's still like a couple months away. It doesn't feel real. 1000 vlogs today. 1000. Every day for 1000 days. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. I really don't know where to start with this video. Honestly, I don't know how to begin processing the past 1000 days. It's been a lot. Firstly, I think it's important to address the fact that my channel currently does not say I have 1000 vlogs. I don't actually know how many it says I have. Let me check what the status currently is right now. Currently says 937, so it'll be 938 once this gets uploaded, but I imagine that number will go down even more. Basically, I've been privating a few of my older videos, not because of anything I've done or said that's horrifically embarrassing, because I have very little shame and who cares really at this point. It's more because past Georgia used to be a really reckless vlogger. I used to wave parcels with my address clear as day on the front, in front of the camera, where if you paused it at the right time you could very clearly see my address. Or I've been walking on like, not my street, but like neighbouring streets and caught the street names in the background. And basic internet safety just went out the window when I first started vlogging. I very much had this mentality of I've got a very small YouTube channel that no one watches and no one cares about. I think it was just I didn't notice, and because my channel was so small I didn't think to think about it. I've been thinking about it more this year though. This year it really dawned on me how reckless I'd been. I usually watch the vlog from a year ago today, 2 years ago today. If you look at the description of all of my videos, it will have the link to the video of what I was doing that day last year. And it was like every day for like 2 weeks I had to private a bunch of videos because I kept getting street names in the background, and I was like, wow, it's bad. So I'll probably private a few more as time goes on. Me and Chris are hopefully moving next year. My parents I think are hopefully moving next year. I think Chris's parents might potentially be moving in the future as well. So over time these videos will unprivatize and we'll put them back out there into the world. But for now they're just gonna stay private. YouTube does have an editor specifically for stuff like this. It has an editing software for videos you've already uploaded where you can cut stuff and you can blur stuff. It doesn't work. I've used it like once or twice successfully, and every other attempt has been in vain. Nothing has come from it. It has been completely a waste of my time, and it takes so long to do as well, only for it to not work. And there's no way to contact anyone at YouTube. You just kind of have to keep leaving negative feedback in hopes that they eventually give it an update that actually makes it work. Until then, I can't do anything. So whatever comes first, people moving or YouTube editor working, whichever comes first, those videos will slowly come back out again. So even though it doesn't say 1000 vlogs on my channel, it is. I've checked. It is 1000. It is. Now I feel like I need to double check again. It is. I've done 1000. I've checked before. I know it's 1000. If you go back to the first ever video on this channel, I talk about the reason why I'm starting a YouTube channel is because I found myself not doing creative things every day anymore. I grew up in musical theatre, or some form of musical theatre, like just acting, just dancing, just singing. I did that intensively growing up, and I was used to constantly performing, and if I wasn't doing that, I did writing, I wrote stories, I wrote songs, I wrote screenplays. I was just constantly creating something because that's what I love to do. And when I left school, oversimplifying the situation, I ended up not going down the path that I actually wanted to go down, and found myself being really unhappy because of it. And for me, starting a YouTube channel was kind of like a kick up the butt to like get myself back to making stuff again, just for the sake of making stuff. It was never supposed to be good, hence every video on my channel being really bad. It was never supposed to be an actual thing I put loads of effort to. It was always supposed to be something that I did for the sake of doing something. I was just desperate to make something again. And I'd always been a YouTube fan. When YouTube became like a thing that people watched and latched onto back like what, 2011, 2012, like I was so obsessed with it. I really gravitated towards it for some reason, and always kind of said like, oh, that'd be really fun. Like I used to do stuff like that, like with my cousins, and like with home movies I used to talk to the camera and like do house tours, and like, you know, it's stuff that I did anyway, I just didn't upload it anywhere. And I always kind of thought that I would really like to do a YouTube channel one day, but like I would have been crucified at school if I had started a YouTube channel at school, so I never had the courage. Then when I left, I just didn't think about it, and suddenly this kind of like situation where I really just wanted to make content for the sake of making something. I suddenly just remembered my love of YouTube and was like, oh, you know what, this is the perfect excuse. I have the time to do this. And I wanted to do it daily because I wanted it to be something I did every day. Like I was saying, I mean there was a time when I was like 13 where I was dancing 6 days a week. You know, I did things to its max. There was no subtle, oh, this is just a casual hobby situation. I was very invested in everything that I did. To go from that to nothing was a big like culture shock. So I wanted to get back into doing things daily because I wanted that daily challenge almost of doing it every day. I wanted that daily accomplishment. And that was very much its purpose. It was never to create good content. It was to create something and to do it every day so that I was constantly making and creating something. There was never a number in mind. I didn't start and say, I'm gonna do 1,000. Initially I said I was gonna do 100. I think initially that was my goal. I don't think I ever said it. I think initially 100 was my like mental goal, and then I think our 100th vlog fell in the middle of a holiday. We were on holiday and I think we went to Spain. I think it was our Mallorca trip, which feels like forever ago now. And I was like, well, I can't stop vlogging mid-holiday. This is where all the good content is. So, you know, there was always the intention to keep going. That and the fact that I just really enjoyed it. So I just kept going. There was never a number in my head when I started as to when I was going to stop. I always kind of said in my head that I would eventually switch to doing it weekly. I think I even say that in my first vlog. But there was never an actual number. There was never an actual like, this is when that's going to be. I started losing the motivation to do it daily, I think last September, October. My channel took a real slump out of nowhere. It just suddenly stopped gaining traction, which wasn't really something I was focusing on, but it was also like, I don't know, it felt like it was because of something, but I couldn't figure out what it was, and it was frustrating. And I think also just the negative headspace of starting my 3rd year of university in a pandemic from home, when I had this whole very complicated relationship with university and that I didn't really want to go in the first place, and finding the motivation to do it, period, was hard, let alone at home during a pandemic. That's when I started considering switching to weekly, because I was just like, this is really hard to find the motivation to do this on top of all of the other things that I've got going on in my life. So that was kind of the first reason. It was just this struggling to find the motivation. It was struggling to make it interesting. As much as I'm grateful that I had daily vlogging to keep me going while I was a student and over the pandemic, because there wasn't anything else to be getting up to. Because there wasn't anything else to be getting up to, I had nothing to vlog, and that made it very difficult, and it was very challenging to make it interesting, and the large majority of my vlogs are not interesting as a result of that. I kind of just got to a point where I was like, I really wish I was making something that was better than this, but doing it daily, you're so limited as to what you can do, unless you're like an ultra rich YouTuber who makes loads of money and has all the free time in the world, and your job is to film yourself having fun essentially. It's really hard to daily vlog if you work Monday to Friday 9 to 5, or if you're a student. It's very difficult to film your daily life and make it watchable. So the first reason really was just struggling to make it interesting and just realising that I wanted it to be more interesting than what it currently was. The second thing that made me realise, which I started developing around April, May this year, and I hate the way I'm going to phrase it because it's the most internet way of phrasing it, but I genuinely cannot find another way of saying this without accurately summing up the emotion, but I just suddenly was struck with the overwhelming feeling of the mortifying ordeal of being known. I never experienced this before. It's literally just being known to a lot of people suddenly was like not a pleasant feeling. I don't know how else to describe it. I was a very extroverted child. I was very loud and obnoxious to a fault. Like, I was annoying. I was very annoying. And then I became very aware of that as a teenager and became a very introverted, shy, recluse, antisocial teenager, almost to compensate from the very annoying extroverted child that I was. I flip-flopped from one extreme to the other. As an adult, I feel like I'm merging at a somewhat socially acceptable in-between. I hope. Eventually I'll get there. When I first started watching YouTube, I very much had this longing to share, because I had suddenly gone from this extroverted loud child to this introverted teenager who couldn't speak to anyone, and sharing my life on the internet was like a method of communication without directly communicating, and I loved that. That was amazing. It meant I could share my life with people like I had this longing to do, but didn't have the capacity to do so in real life. Since I've left school and become an adult, my relationships of life have gotten healthier, my mental health has gotten healthier, I'm in a much better place. Not that when I started vlogging I was in a bad place, I was in a good place, but it's gotten better as time has gone on, and I think it's just gotten to a point where I was suddenly like, I don't need to share as much as I am with people I don't know on the internet. I don't need to do that anymore. I just don't need to. The urge to share is just less now than it was when I first started vlogging. I don't feel the need to share my life on a daily basis anymore, because I've learned that there is not that much to share on a daily basis. So yeah, mortifying ordeal of being known was the second reason. Just that kind of dawning realisation that I didn't want to be exposing as much of my life as I was, as I currently am. I just want to turn it back. There's no reason. It's not like I've done anything or I'm doing something that I don't particularly want people to see. I just don't feel the need to make that content anymore, or the want to make that kind of content anymore. And by cutting back to weekly, I can significantly cut back on what I'm putting out into the world, and that feels a lot better for me. The third reason was really just like wanting to utilize this channel better. Like I said when I first started, I didn't set out for it to be anything other than a tool to make me make stuff. You know, that's all this was. I think now that I've kind of fallen in love with vlogging and the love of editing and making videos, I can kind of, I feel like I can use it a bit more to my advantage in goals I have in my life. I've always had a lot of unrealistic goals in my life. Unfortunately, anytime I've kind of been on the right track, things have derailed, and I don't know, I've made progress, but I've never made the steps that I need to make in order to make those goals a reality. I feel like YouTube might be able to help me. In order for it to help me, I need to make better content than what I'm currently making. My goal, like I said, it's never been to be a YouTuber, but if I can do YouTube to a point where it leads me to do these other things that I want to do, then I need to do it better. And I need to make it more purposeful and more, I don't know, interesting for people in order for it to lead me to the places where I want it to take me. All of those kind of things combined are the reasons why I'm switching to weekly. I just, by cutting back on the amount of footage that I'm putting out, it means the content that I am putting out is only going to be the best stuff, and it gives me more time to play with editing. It gives me more time to actually live my life outside of the camera. A thing I think I've noticed is it's very difficult to daily vlog everything. In order to make your vlogs interesting, you need to have a life that isn't vlogged. For interesting things to happen on the vlog, for interesting things for you to talk about on the vlog. Obviously we've had a pandemic and I've been a broke student for the entirety of my vlogging experience, but going forward, you know, I need to give myself that time to be able to do things, to make content out of. And I think with these other goals that I have, by cutting back to weekly, it gives me time to work on those other things as well. It gives me time to work on those other goals that I have that YouTube can help me get to. It's kind of just a no-brainer to make the decision to switch. It's been an interesting one. It's been interesting. I've really enjoyed it. I think a lot of people have taken away that the fact that I'm switching to weekly and that I'm excited to switch to weekly means that I've hated every second of daily vlogging. I've loved it. I love it so much. I love the feeling of accomplishment at the end of every day making something. I'm so grateful for it during the pandemic especially, but also just being a student and having a lot of free time. I was so grateful to have something done every day. Like on days where I struggled to find the motivation to do anything else, I could turn around and be like, oh, but I made a video. I took a couple hours out of my day to edit and upload a video and share it and, you know, do all the things that people who work in social media do. You know, I did that every day for 1,000 days, and every day I felt proud that I did that, but especially on the days where I didn't get up to much, because it was like, I didn't achieve much today, but I did achieve a video, and that was always nice to have. Would I do it again? No. I loved it. I did love it, and I think I would consider doing daily vlogging maybe for a month, maybe for 100 days max. I would recommend to anyone who's considering daily vlogging. 1,000 days is a lot. It's a lot, and I don't know why I committed to 1,000. I think it was because by the time I'd decided that I wanted to switch to weekly, the most natural stopping point was 1,000, because I was going to stop initially in my head on my 2-year anniversary, which would have been this April, but that was like vlog like 750 something, and I was like, oh, that's such an annoying number. I might as well just keep going to 1,000 if we're so close at that point. It's not so close at all. I don't know why I thought it was as close as it was. It's a lot, and it's a very big commitment, and ultimately you're not going to be able to make good content every day if you work Monday to Friday 9 to 5, or are a student even, and you don't have enough money to go and do anything interesting. Nobody's lives are interesting enough to be uploaded daily. But the people who do on the internet, the people who do it for a living, are paid to. Their job is to go out and have fun and do things to then film and put onto the internet on a daily basis. If that's not your job, chances are you're not going to be able to make daily content interesting for very long. So as much as I loved it, wouldn't do it again. Not for that long. I think 100 days even at the moment sounds daunting, honestly. A month. I could do a month maybe in the future, but I don't think I could go back. Especially once I stop. Once I stop, I'm gonna really struggle with the idea of doing it daily again. Saying that, I am insanely proud of myself that I hit 1,000 vlogs. I didn't think I was gonna do this for as long as I have done. I thought I would give up way earlier, but this is just one of the rare examples in my life where I've demonstrated my perseverance. I'm a very stubborn person. I wouldn't say I'm the type of person who, once I have my mind set on something, I'm going to do it, but I am the type of person who, once I start something, I'm going to finish. And that's exactly what I feel like I've done, except initially there was no end date, and I gave myself one, and once I gave myself one, I was committed to getting to that goal and reaching it. And it's a silly achievement, you know, at the end of the day no one cares, but I'm still like insanely proud of myself for sticking to it and just committing. It's a lot, and it was a lot of effort every day. Even when the content wasn't good, it was still a lot of time and energy that I put into every single video, and to do it every day for 1,000 days is a lot, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. Ultimately, it's given me the confidence to keep doing it. I think if I hadn't done daily vlogging for as long as I had, maybe I would have given up weekly earlier. You know, if I had switched to weekly vlogging after 100 vlogs, would I have kept vlogging? Maybe not. I feel like the confidence that I've gained through just shamelessly posting terrible videos for the past 1,000 days, to go out and do something and make it better and make it more purposeful and make it more interesting. I just have the confidence that I can do it, and I can persevere, and I will keep creating something. Look who it is. It's Creed. I brought Creed in to talk about our favourite moments of our 1,000 days of daily vlogging, well, my 1,000 days of daily vlogging that Chris was dragged into. And I wanted to embarrass him a little bit at the beginning, because I'm very sorry I dragged you into 1,000 days of daily vlogging.
I haven't even been paid for any of it.
Do you remember what you did when I told you I wanted to start a YouTube channel? Do you remember what you did?
Was it appropriate?
Yes. The night I told Chris that I wanted to start a YouTube channel, he asked me what I wanted it to be called. I said I wanted it to be called Little Slices of Melon. He was like, oh, okay. And I fell asleep. I woke up at about midnight and Chris was animating the Little Slices of Melon intro.
They didn't do it very well though.
But but this wasn't even, I'm definitely going to do this and this is when I'm going to do it and this is my plan. This was, I think I want to start a YouTube channel, Chris. I was like, oh, okay. And I nearly cried at like midnight, and I was very sleep deprived, but it was just the sweetest thing. And it's just the sweetest. You're just the sweetest.
I just couldn't sleep.
Stop ruining it!
No, I would have done it again.
No.
And I will do it again, but slightly better this time, so you don't hear the garage band clicks every time.
It's not your thing, but you were so willing to get into it anyway because you knew how much I wanted to do it. And as much as I've tried over the past few months especially to reduce you so that we aren't invading your life to the same extent that we're invading mine, but obviously you're a big part of my life and you've still featured throughout these 1,000 vlogs, and I just thank you. Thank you for putting up with my shenanigans and being really supportive and lovely and amazing. It means a lot to me. Oh no, the battery's flashing. I'm gonna have to change that before we carry on because we're probably gonna talk forever.
Are we?
Well, hopefully not, because I've got so much footage to edit already.
I'm joking, it's fine.
I'm sorry if we're a slightly different frame. I had to move the camera. Right, favourite moment. What are your favourite moments?
What, from your vlogs? Or
from
just,
my vlogs. Oh, Jim, what moments are you glad we vlogged?
Pretty much all of Canada.
I think any travel. Because like, that's one of the things that prompted me to start vlogging, was when we went to Wales. Do you remember that?
Oh, what, when we did the zip line?
We did, yeah, we did like an adventure weekend in Wales where was it the world's fastest?
I think it's not the longest anymore, but it's still the fastest from what I believe.
One of the world's longest and the world's fastest zip line. We did that in Wales. And we had like a whole adventure weekend where we did loads of like different activities like that. And I remember walking away from that weekend being like, oh, I wish I'd filmed some of that. Because I don't think I filmed. We filmed bits and bobs on your phone, but we didn't film very much. Chris, you had the GoPro on your helmet. I wish we like filmed it as if we vlogged it. Yeah. But like, I'm really grateful for filming Canada, Mallorca, the Lake District, Vienna, and then we didn't travel at all in 2020 because it was 2020, and then this year we had Dorset and we had Cornwall.
Yeah. What, this year?
Anything. The 1,000 days, Chris, you got 1,000 days to pick from.
But we said travel, does that?
Well no, I've said travel. I'm grateful for vlogging travel.
Is it too early to say my favourite vlog yet?
No, what's your favourite vlog? Go on.
Mallorca, the one where we went in the sea off that boat.
That was a good day.
What's the boat called?
I don't remember what the boat was called. You remember what the boat was called?
Yeah, it's like a type of boat.
Oh.
It's like a Catalan.
The one with the net over the.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
That was a good vlog. It is a good vlog. It was a good day.
Yeah, I think that was probably my favourite vlog.
We went snorkeling, and.
That's probably the one vlog I've watched like over 20 or 30 times.
Have you really?
Yeah, I keep coming back to it every now and again.
It's a nice vlog. It was a good day.
Sometimes I watch some Canadian vlogs.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see the different types of styles that we've developed over the past, like.
What do you mean, like vlogging styles?
Yeah.
Oh really? My novice vlogging skills.
Well, yeah, at the beginning in Canada it's like quite choppy, the volumes were sort of all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what my favourite vlog is. I don't know if I have one. I don't really have a favourite vlog. I only have moments. I think the vlog where we had in the night slippers and she went meow.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
That was a great moment. Canada, the day where we did everything in one day. We did the cable car between the two mountains. We did the zip lining day.
Snowmobile.
And the snowmobile. That was an epic day to vlog.
That was just an epic day.
That was an epic day, yeah. I don't know, there's a couple of just milestone-y bits. I'm glad we captured our anniversaries over the years. Obviously this year sucked. This year was terrible. We didn't really have an anniversary this year, which was such a shame because this year was like an actual proper big milestone.
A 5-year one.
5 years. We didn't do anything, which is really sad. But last year and the year before, I like that I had my graduation, even though I have a general mixed feelings about my university experience. Having that clip of me walking across the stage is really cool. It makes all the effort that went into it worth it, having it on film. Yeah, and birthdays and stuff, it's just nice to have stuff on film. I like that I can look back on the past 1,000 days and see exactly what I was doing every day. Even if it was nothing. I like seeing what nothing I got up to, because I could always make something out of nothing. Whether that's actual viewable content for YouTube is a whole other story, but it was always, I could always turn a day into something, even when I had nothing going on.
It's great to settle arguments with.
going to settle arguments with. Do you know what, actually? When we were decorating the Christmas tree, me and my sister take turns as to who puts the angel on the top of the tree. And we were like, oh, who did it last year? Let's go back to the vlog and watch on the time lapse and see who did it. And it was my sister, so I did it this year. So there we go. It does settle arguments, well done. Right. With that, New Year's resolutions. I don't think I came up with any New Year's resolutions going into 2021. I think after 2020 I was like, what's the point in coming up with New Year's resolutions? I think I just forgot. I didn't think about it. And the beginning of 2021 was very similar to 2020. I mean, to be honest, most of this year has been similar to 2020, even though we've not been in lockdown since April. It's still been a very pandemic orientated year, so it's been an improvement on 2020, but not to the point where it's like actually been a good year. Going into 2022, however, I have more ambition and motivation than I've had in a while going into a new year. I think it is the switch to weekly prompting it. It's just prompting a lot of other changes that I'm trying to make in my life, and hopefully all of these personal goals won't be affected if the pandemic were to become prominent again. I say obviously with an asterisk, because it is still a very big issue. If lockdowns were to become involved again, my goals hopefully shouldn't be impacted. I say my ability to work on my own accord might be, but we'll see. First New Year's resolution, and it's one that involves you. You on the floor.
Oh, I thought you were talking to the vlog. I was like,
is buy a house. That's New Year's resolution number one. I kind of briefly touched on it in videos. I've mentioned that me and Chris are house hunting. I think officially in the new year we will be house hunting. For the past few months we've been getting our paperwork and getting our contacts and getting everything in line. From January we're actually going to be looking, which is really exciting. It's really exciting. It's such a long time coming. We've not moved out of home yet. We've chosen to keep living at home in the name of saving money so that we can buy our own place. And we're very grateful that our parents let us live at home for as long as they did, but I think the pandemic was very much a wake-up call that we need a place of our own. We're just very, very excited, and I hope it happens sooner rather than later, but I also hope that it happens the way we want it to, because obviously we're first time buyers and have very little money for the area that we live in. Unfortunately, it's gonna be an interesting start to the new year having that going on, but I'm really looking forward to it and hopefully vlog that exciting journey as we go through it. Second New Year's resolution is a bit more personal and it's very small. I just want to read more. I'm not going to set myself a goal or anything like that. I'm not gonna like give myself a set number, but I just want to like read more books. I'm currently on 2 books a year, which is disappointing considering I used to be such an avid reader. I used to love reading. I've talked about this before. Studying literature at school really ruined my love of reading. Classic literature just isn't my thing. I just don't find it interesting. I don't necessarily dislike it. I love The Great Gatsby. I love To Kill a Mockingbird. But when I read to be sucked into an adventure. And I want it to be so gripping that I can't put the book down and just be, you know, I want it to be exciting. And classic literature just doesn't tick those kinds of boxes for me, at least not the ones that I studied. I came out the other side of that being a very fussy reader and basically only reading for fun when I was on holiday. I want to change that. I want to get back into reading again. Maybe not to the intensity that I used to, but just set a couple hours a week to read instead of, I don't know what I do instead. I find stuff for me to do, probably listening to music or watching YouTube, which I can do anytime. And then my last New Year's resolution is just to try and, again, work towards some more of my unrealistic goals that I mentioned earlier. Regardless of whether or not I achieve them, I would like to, at the very least, come close to achieving them. I would like to, you know, shoot for the moon, and if I miss, land among the stars kind of mentality. I want to try and see where it takes me and hope this YouTube channel helps with that. And I am taking those steps, but it is taking a frustratingly long time because it involves relying on other people. One of the things that is on that list is singing, and obviously if you've been watching my vlogs, I've had something wrong with my throat for the longest time. I officially have an ultrasound booked in for my throat to make sure there's nothing scary going on in there, and then from there I'll go to an ENT and a speech and language therapist to get down to the bottom of what actually is the problem and resolve it, so that hopefully that kind of stuff kicks off. But it involves waiting. It's like 3 more weeks until my appointment. It's gonna be 3 weeks after that until I can go see a doctor to refer me to the next person, which will be another 3 weeks. And yeah, it's a lot of frustrating waiting around, but the ball is moving and I will be doing other stuff in the meantime, hopefully. But yeah, that's just another personal one for me, just to kind of just keep pushing myself to do things that I really want to do because they're special to me. But yeah, that's what I'm taking into 2022. That's my energy. Nothing strict, nothing with deadlines or like time limits and stuff like that. Just 3 things that I know I'm going to achieve at some point. Even if it's only to a little extent, it will be better than what I'm at now. So I'm taking what I can get. Oh, I think this might be the end. I think I'm coming to the end of this incredibly long video. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think this is it. I think this is the end of my 1000th video, my last ever daily vlog. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic 2022 and beyond. I will be seeing you in the new year. My weekly vlog schedule that I have in my head is that I will be uploading Monday nights, 7 PM GMT or BST, whenever it's 7 PM in the UK. There might be some times where we have 2 vlogs in 1 week because I happen to get a lot of footage. There might be some weeks where I don't upload on a Monday and I upload on a different day instead. But the goal is to do it every Monday, at least for the time being. I'm not going to commit to every Monday forever. Again, I mean, like I said at the beginning of daily vlogging, I'm not going to commit to every day forever. I'm not going to commit to every week forever, but for right now, that's what the plan is, to do every Monday, upload a video, 7 PM, and it will be the previous Monday to Sunday. First vlog's going to be from the 1st of January to the following Sunday, so a little bit extra. So my first ever weekly vlog will be uploaded on the 10th of January. So I will see you guys again on the 10th of January, but do stay tuned on my channel because in the week between my last daily vlog and my first weekly vlog, there will be some changes on my channel, so keep an eye out. Oh, before I go, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched my videos. I mean, I very much created this YouTube channel with the intention of doing nothing but entertain myself and keep myself occupied and do things, create videos for me for the sake of creating something, not to entertain other people. So the fact that other people have watched these videos and liked them and subscribed to my channel and commented and just a simple view, even if you clicked on the video and then clicked off of it 30 seconds in, that's fine. It's, oh, just thank you. Thank you for everything. It's not a lot, but it means a lot to me, and I'm very grateful for everything. Dang it. Second time that's happened filming this video. That means I have nearly an hour's footage to comb through when I'm editing this tomorrow morning. Fantastic. Yeah, I love you all very much. I'm very grateful for your support, and I will see you guys on the 10th of January in the new year. Right. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys later.